Hey everyone, in this video we're going to start by deleting out the tabs, and the thing I found out is after we delete the tabs we have to add a few lines back and do some redimensioning. Alright, so here's how we're going to do this. So first thing is we're going to start by using the selection tool over here to come in and click and drag. And the important part when we're clicking and dragging is we only want to click and drag to the stuff we want to actually select. Alright, we want to hit delete. Now, if you notice what I did there, in my couple of times I moved around and failed, I clicked and dragged from left to right at first and I wasn't doing it right, so I went from right to left the next time and it worked. All right. As you notice, I deleted too much things, so now I had to go through and use the line tool to reconnect my top surface here. End click or endpoint click to endpoint click. Now, after I do that, once again go into the selection tool, selecting over here on the right hand edge in deleting, and using the line tool, L, to create that space down below. Now that we have that stuff there, we got to add a few more dimensions that we took off. So back to the dimension tool. Once again, if you hover over it, you see that's the letter D on your keyboard to get it going. And we want to click on the endpoint over here and click on the top endpoint up here, and then slide that straight up for a 1 7/16, dropping that. Enter just to complete the operation. You shouldn't need to change that if it's in the right spot. And then once again, clicking and dragging from this line down to our second point to get our 3 inches on the left-hand edge that we deleted by accident the last time, hitting enter. And once again, using this point on the left-hand side in the far right-hand point over here to create the 3 inches on top. Enter. Now we have all of those things deleted, and we have reassigned those dimensions that we need to have in our final print. Now, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to start working on the bottom edge across our piece here and taking out that little tooth in the bottom. The way we're going to do that is once again the line tool, bottom left-hand corner, sliding to the right from that left-hand edge click. And what we're going to do is go halfway across, and for our halfway it's going to be 2 in 11 /30 seconds. All right, half of 11/16 is 11/30 seconds, and that gets us to the midpoint. Now that we have that midpoint line, we're going to use the line tool once again to select, slide up into our piece, and we're going to type in 1/2 of an inch. After we type that 1/2 of an inch, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to make that top part of the tooth going halfway to the right, halfway to the right or left, and that is 1/8. So it's going to be a 16th both directions. Line tool, I'd zoom in just a little bit so you can see what's going on, because otherwise it's kind of a small dimension. Click, slide to the right, 1/16, enter. Line tool, click, slide to the left, 1/16 dimension. Go to the bottom portion of that tooth and do the same thing, where we use our line tool to click, slide to the right. It's 1/2 of an inch overall, so 1/2 of a half is 1/4. So 1/4, enter. Same thing going to the left, line tool, don't forget to select it, otherwise you're in your selection tool. Click, slide to the left, make sure we're on the line, going 90 degrees, and we're going to type in 1/4 of an inch again. Now what we've created here is a click, 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 and a click with our line tool, our next piece. So if we go line tool, L, click, click, there's our left-hand side. Line tool again for the right-hand side, clicking on the letter L, click, and a click on the right-hand side. Now that we have this tooth made, the last thing we need to do with it is we need to delete out the little portion that doesn't need to be there. So we're going to use our selection tool up here to click on it, We're going to click and drag from right to left. It selects out everything we need to delete there. We're going to hit delete. It does delete a little bit too much, and that is we should use the line tool to add the bottom back on by clicking the endpoint, doing the same thing on the other side over here, line tool, click, and a click to add the bottom surface back on. And then we got to use our selection tool to delete by selecting and hitting delete the 16th, selecting the 16th again, hitting delete, and then we need to redimension. Once again, the dimension tool is letter D, selecting the endpoint, and the next point, sliding to the left to get our 1/2 inch. Enter, it's correct. Dimension tool for here, this endpoint to this point, our other 1/2 inch. Enter, completes the action, and then also on top. And that's once again a click and sliding straight up, center that 1/8 inch and drop it. Enter to complete the action. Now if we zoom out a little bit, you can see that we have the basics to have our outside of our drafting S all done. All we have left is our circles. Getting closer. Thank you for watching. Hoping this is helping. Have a good day.